Hey, this is the Entertainment Advice Channel too. What I want to talk about today is the topic of why is rap music declining in popularity in 2025. So for this video, I will explain not only in a simple and straightforward way why rap music is declining, but also give a solution to what is needed in order to improve it. So now that I mention that, let's get started. So when it comes to the topic of why rap music is declining in 2025? Well, the first reason is pretty much what everyone was complaining about for years, which they used to call us old heads and all that type of stuff, and they still do. But specifically at the time, especially a year or two ago, or a few more, people who said this type of stuff would definitely have been considered old heads for that matter. But the truth of the matter is, what we were saying was true all along. We're not being old heads, who just want music to sound the same. We're just complaining because the music sucks. And that's what people are realizing now. The music that people are making now sucks. Specifically the rap music people are making now sucks. To be even more specific, and that's the truth of the matter. So when it comes to the rap music of today, why is the rap music of today so freaking bad? Or I should say, in other words, not why it's so bad. I think we all know it's really bad, but more like why is rap declining in popularity in further detail? In extreme detail for that matter. Okay, even though I don't think it needs extreme detail to explain. And the reason why it is just the quality's not there. Okay, the quality of the rap music is just been declining. First and foremost, the lyrics are shit. Not only can you not understand what they're saying, but even when you listen to a song over and over again, you start noticing that the lyrics are kind of dumb and they just talk about the same freaking thing over and over again. Now, the thing is that unlike most people who's gonna, of course, say, the same annoying straw man argument, that everyone always makes all the time, well, the materialism ruined rap and this and that, and talking about bitches, money, and hoes and all that stuff ruin, rap music and stuff like that, as well as luxury cars and yada yada yada, the whole nine yards you hear all the time. But the truth of the matter is, it's not that itself is problematic, okay? Because rap music has always been doing that. But the problem is the fact that people only talk about that specific fucking topic all the time. There's no variety in terms of topics to discuss. Because not all the time you want to hear about niggas got bitches money and hoes and whatever stuff they say all the time, like bad bitch, especially. Like not everyone wants to hear that all the time. Sometimes people want to hear things that are more intelligent. Sometimes people want to hear things that are more relatable. It varies. Sometimes people just want to hear songs that are just about partying, whatever. So in other words, to sum it up, there needs to be a variety when it comes to the topics people talk about for lyrics. But they don't offer a variety. They just talk about the same exact same things over and over again. So it gets kind of annoying, in all honesty, for people to listen to. Okay, so that's the first reason why rap music is declining. Okay, is the lyrics are repetitive and you can't even understand what they're saying. Okay, so that's the first main reason. Uh, you know, why rap music is declining. The second main reason is simply due to the fact that the beats are repetitive. If you listen to like maybe like 20 rap beats that sound different from each other for modern rap music, then you've pretty much listened to all of them. Like all the music that has been made, all the hundreds of thousands of rap songs that are produced every year by various different people, they all fall in the category of one of those 20 main ways, though, or I should say, in other words, they all fall in the category of different sounds those 20 beats provide. It's almost getting as bad as country. And oh god, you do not want to be on country's level when it comes to repetition. My lord, that's not a something you want to be involved in, okay? So the truth of the matter is, when it comes to rap music, it's become very repetitive. The beats are very repetitive, okay? The music sounds the same. You hear the same freaking beat over and over and over again. It gets tiresome, and you can only listen to so much music all the time until it's like, okay, haven't I heard this song before? Like, it's not even just the flow. and like the delivery of the lyrics, just the beat itself. You sometimes forget that you're listening to a different song, and that's what's going on right now. And as years go by, it gets even worse. Like I remember in the mid 2010s, like 2015, 2016, people said the music back then was too repetitive, and now we look back at that and say, "Oh my God, the music back then sounds so much better than it does now." And in a sense, it kind of does, because a lot of the reason for that is because the beats are become even more repetitive than they were back then. And because that is the truth of the matter when it comes to why rap music is declining. You don't want to just hear the same freaking sound over and over again, because then it gets tiresome and annoying. So that's the truth of the matter. So that's another of the reasons why rap music's declining. So this is my first main point. Okay. Now the second main point, of course, is how can we improve this? Well, the first thing that we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to end mumble rap. Okay, mumble rap in itself is not real rap. Okay, it's rap by name, but officially it's truly not rap. First and foremost, they don't even rhyme that much anymore. And not only do they not even rhyme that much anymore, you can't even understand what they are saying. How are you supposed to enjoy music when a big part of music is the message of of the song, when you can't even understand what they're saying? And a lot of them, these niggas literally sound they're they're people from like the early 1900s, for crying out loud. Like they really do sound like something for those black exploitation movies that were made in like the deep south and the Jim Crow era. They literally sound like that. They literally do. And I'm not even making this up. Specifically Rich the Kid. Actually listen to his music, and listen to the music to I should say the movies that were released in the early 1900s. They do sound like they're actually kind of like that. These mumble rappers, they actually do kind of sound like they're straight out of the plantation. You know, in the days America was just recovering from the end of slavery and the start of the Jim Crow era as a result. Like they sound dumb as hell, okay? And even aside from that, you can't understand what they're saying, which is the most important thing, because to really enjoy a song, I have to understand what they're saying, because it gives me the ability to visualize and put my mind somewhere else, aside from just relying on a beat to do it. But how can I do that if I don't understand the message you're trying to communicate? That's exactly what I'm trying to say. And that's a first point of what we can do to make um, rap music better again. We need to get rid of this mumbling. So, in other words, people need to speak clearly so you can understand what they're saying. So, that's the first thing I want to get across. The second thing I want to get across is that the beats need to improve. And one of the best ways to improve it, which I know is going to be controversial in the rap community, is to get rid of sampling. Because to be honest with you, sampling is an outdated method, okay? Not only has music knowledge improved since the days when rap was started in the 1980s, New York, that era of course rap, so there's a lot more knowledge on how to make music than there was back then. You also need to realize that rap is now a multi-billion dollar industry. It makes a lot of money. They don't need to steal, you know, musical sounds from other people and just rap over it to make a beat nowadays. That's so outdated. And the problem with it, to be specific, the problem with sampling, is not only is it outdated, like I was saying before, it's not really needed. The main problem with sampling is just the fact that it encourages people to be lazy when it comes to beat production. It encourages people to use the same rhythms, or the same main beat over and over again to make new beats. Like there's literally songs out there, beats in other words, my bad, that have literally been sampled hundreds, if not thousands of times. And that's just for one song. There's numerous songs out there that have been sampled hundreds to thousands of times. So at some point you're gonna realize you're gonna have a lot of music that sounds like exact same. So in short, to be quite honest with you, sampling needs to go, because it just encourages repetition, which now it's gone even worse than it ever was before. Because at least in the past for rap, they at least put their own spin to the beat. Now they're just straight up stealing someone else's beat, that was made a long time ago, and just rapping over it with new lyrics. And they say, okay, this is my song now. That's so dumb. Just like Lotto's song, you know, Big Dick Energy, or whatever you like to call it, whether it's by its authentic name or the censored version of it. Like that song is just a complete ripoff of the old beat that was made with Mariah Carey and Old Dirty Bastard. So That's what I'm trying to get across here. And it's not just her, there's numerous other songs that are like that. So in short, it encourages laziness, um, sampling. So it needs to go because there's no real need for it anymore. Not only is it outdated, it obviously limits the quality of the variety of sounds that can be used for music. Besides, in a day and age where everyone wants their song to be a number one hit, it makes it more likely people are just gonna just rely on using the same songs because they're gonna be like, okay, I want this song to be a hit. So that's the truth, and that's what I think will solve this issue. That's what my second point is when it comes to what will solve this issue to make rap music sound good again. So in short, this is my video. I hope you enjoyed it. And just remember, if you like this video and videos like this, remember to thumbs this video up and hit the subscribe button. And this is all I have to say, and simply put them out. So bye.